Get to the chopper!
Hi and welcome to Get to the Chopper. I'm Nathan Ferguson and joining me is Roy Baira. And Roy, mate, this came in pretty handy past few days.
Yeah, definitely, mate. We might have needed that this morning, but make sure you keep a hold of it, mate. Might need it over the weekend.
Yeah, well, certainly we had on Sunday against the Seagulls, and during Monday and Tuesday it was probably even wetter. There was a fair bit of water on the fields, mate, which isn't great when you're trying to prepare your team for a grand final, which your under-18s will contest on Sunday, but you're also taking charge of the Townsville Stingers this weekend in the Foley Shield here, weather permitting, of course. We'll get to how you're going to juggle sort of both roles shortly, but I'd just like to get your thoughts on the Anzac encounter here at Jack Manski Oval on the weekend, in particular the Mendi Blackhawks' triumph over Tweed Heads.
No, well, it was a real great day, eh? You know, it's good that everyone did a great job. You know, respecting the servicemen that have been before us on Anzac Day. The boys look good in their army kits as well. You know, so I thought it was a really good day. You know, I think the Blackhawks also played to the conditions that that were there with the wet game. In the second half, wasn't too many points scored, only the Michael Bell field goal, but. Yeah, I'm sure Payne would have been happy, with the game, even though it was wet and that. But they'll look over the footage over the week and we'll be better this weekend. And
definitely another good defensive display. And I thought LUI making his first appearance in the black and green since 2015. He was brilliant, mate. Scored a try, had a try assist for Khalifa, and just had a sort of calming influence on the hosts. A performance which earned him man of the match honours. And would you believe a halfback as experienced as him almost had a case of the yips in the build-up to the match? Let's hear from him as to why he was so on edge.
I'm not going to lie, I was a bit nervous because 6-7 years I haven't played at home, especially in front of family. I think because my mum rang me up and was like, I'm nervous. I'm like, why are you nervous, Mum? I've been doing this for a long time. But it means a lot. Back in 2015, I went through a few things, getting dropped from Cowboys and lost my grandma at the same time. And I was playing good footy with Blackhawks. And this jersey, every time I put it on, I'm going to put on a bit of pride. Because I'm a Townsville boy, and I want to represent. But it was a good win. We'll take that win.
Plays on the last. Chudley, short side. LUI. Numbers either way, but Robin LUI scores on his return here in North Queensland.
I haven't played in front of my young one in a while, so I said, Dad must score your try today. So I've got a fair bit of weight behind me, so I just ran straight.
Into some open space. Offloads. Push the pass. Campbell makes the tackle on LUI.
When he tackled me, I said to him, if this was me 10 years ago, I would have made it back in the day. But Campbell, he's going to be a good player, that kid.
I was actually quite close to the action when Rob scooped up that ball, and mate, he was so glad he got tackled by Jaden Campbell. He definitely did not want to run that 60 metres.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, the under-21s, they also made it 3 wins in a row with a 20-10 victory over the Seagulls in round 3 of the Hastings Deering Colts comp. But as fullback Dylan White explains, they were well below their best.
Did get the win, mate, but yeah, it was a bit of a frustrating one to be a part of. We really couldn't hit the mark with a fair bit of our attacking structures and stuff like that. I felt like we just thought it would come for us and kind of not doing the hard yards first. A lot of the time we were dropping the ball on first and second play and in really good field position and not really capitalising on being against 12 men. So yeah, I think our mindset sort of changed a bit when we were against 12 men, and obviously coming up against a pretty good side this week in Redcliffe will be a bit more of a challenge, but we're really looking forward to improve, and we know we can improve.
Well, I reckon that's a sign of a good team when you can have a bit of a stinker but you can sort of still come out on top.
Yeah, and Tweed were really good too, it was a bit of a scrappy game in that there, on the day. But the boys, even though they did play, that scrappy that they say, well, it's a good sign anyway, to get those points ahead, even in those tight games.
Okay, speaking of boys, what about your boys, mate, heading into the grand final against South Logan this weekend? How are they looking?
Yeah, the boys are looking all right, eh? We had a really good game there last week, and they're confident, leading in this week. Tonight we'll go over the weekend and a bit of a review of that. So with our first half, we were down on a couple of points, but we come back and scored a late try there through Elijah Joe. Then the half-time put us on a good stead. Had a talk to the boys at half-time and got into them a little bit about their roles and jobs and that they weren't doing properly. In the second half we come out and the boys executed our plan, and we scored a few points there in that second half and got away with a really strong win. Before our game, I was able to watch the North Devils play against South Logan. That was a wet encounter too. It rained down there, during our games. now we've got to look on them, you know, and up front, you know, and actually seeing them, you know, for the first time. You know, it's good for the boys to get a little view of that, and also me and our coaching staff to hopefully, you know, find some pointers there or find some little errors in play or errors in their systems that we can hopefully exploit this week. You know, the younger boys that are coming in now that are 18 this year, a few of them the first time experiences through grand finals and that, but yeah, I've had a really good talk to them. Yeah, there is a little bit nerves there with the boys, but yeah, those are good nerves, and I'm sure those nerves will turn into, you know, some really good energy representing our jersey. Make sure that, yeah, they train well. And I spoke to one of the boys training yesterday, so I'm actually keen to hear this.
Anything can happen in finals footy, so we're really just stepping up. There's a lot of things you have to do differently, and a lot of, you know, different decisions you have to make on the field, and we're really stepping up to that challenge. We've been working towards it all season, and to get a grand final win, obviously south versus north, it's a big competition, and it'd mean everything to the boys to get a grand final win on the weekend. We're very excited, obviously playing the semi-final last weekend. Basically just repeat. We played well, we completed well on the weekend. There was obviously a bit of wind conditions, but we've been there now, we've played it, we understand what it's like, and we'll just have to replicate what we did last weekend. There was a lot of friends and family there last weekend as well, so they'll be there again this weekend, and yeah, being from the Sunshine Coast, it's good to go back down there and play another game, especially a grand final there as well.
So obviously clashes with your Foley Shield commitments, but you're going to take the team against Cairns on Friday night, and then a bloke called Matt Bowen's going to take the team against Mackay on Sunday. Matt Bowen, I've heard of him. He knows a bit about rugby league.
Yeah, he's done a little bit up here, right? I'm ready. Yeah, there is a few Mendi Blackhawks players, you know, in our team. I think there's about 10 of them. They've been through the system last year with us and played in the Foley Shield last year. I think it's really good that, you know, they've been rewarded this season, you know, with the Mendi Blackhawks throwing them into the squad and with Payne and training them through the pre-season. That's a great reward for them. And yeah, now they're back again playing for us, which, you know, they know our structures and what I've played with in last year. So yeah, looking forward to them boys stepping up and being really good leaders within our group. So the reigning champs from last year, Mackay, yeah, they've done really well, and they've brought a great squad as well. You know, Dunkley out of there, and a few other boys there as well. You know, little Jake Snake there, they come from Townsville, he's down there as well playing. So I'm looking forward to seeing him go well, but not, you know, not too well against us. And yeah, grabbing that shield back off the Mackay boys.
Yeah, so with Jack Manski Oval unavailable, our Host Plus Cup side will be away from home in round 6, and just for the second time this season, and given their first away game was in Cairns, just a short bus ride, they'll actually board a plane to face Redcliffe on Saturday. Now it's an early kickoff, 12:15 at Moreton Daly Stadium. Let's hear from Aaron Payne on the Dolphins.
They call him Flipper, Flipper, faster than lightning. No one you see is smarter than he, under the sea.
Yeah, look, Dolphins had a tough loss up in Cairns, though it was quite a tight tussle, and I guess Cairns only ran away with it at the end. So, you know, they'll be looking for 2 points. They'll be desperate. It's really important that we're ready to play some footy. They're led up front by Dynamis LUI, their captain, in the front row. He's very influential in their side. He's very strong and dominant. Former Blackhawks 21s half Adam Cook has been to a few NRL clubs, and now he finds himself playing for the Dolphins. He's got a great kicking game off his left foot, as well as he's a runner of the footy. Trey Fuller out the back, their fullback, very quick, very skillful, and he's a try-scoring machine. Particularly when they're coming out of their own end, he likes to sit in behind the hooker and wait for any sort of ruck momentum. It's a really important we're not giving him an opportunity to play through the middle out of yardage. It's also a really important game for us. This win would help us secure our first short-term goal block for the season. And I'd just like to finish by wishing our under-18s the best of luck in their grand final this weekend. They've had a fantastic season, and I know the club's right behind them. So good luck, men. I hope you get the W.
Roy, that's pretty much us, mate. Really appreciate you giving us some of your time, and I know you've been a really busy man this week. Let's hope next week's show we're talking about your team's premiership.
Yeah, mate. That's the plan that we're looking for this week. Hope everyone jumps on board in the QRL app and has a look at those live feed games. It's going to be a good day. Yep,
that's the Q Plus app, guys. You can get on and watch the grand final. Now, before we go, a quick shout out to your skipper, Damon Marshall, under-16s captain Caden Lars, and our under-19s women's captain, Jacinta Marangi, who were recently named Player of the Season for their respective sides. Great achievement and well-deserved. And remember, guys, you can keep up to date with all your latest Mendi Blackhawks news by jumping on the club website or on our social media platforms. See you next time.